Hey guys, it's Miss May. Hey. Happy Friday. Guys, I just want to say welcome to my channel. If you are a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If you are not a subscriber, please click on that subscription button so you do not miss a video of mine, especially the videos that are coming up. I am starting a classroom management series, and today I'm starting that series off with building healthy relationships. I cannot stress enough to you guys how important it is to build positive relationships with your students. I'm not saying just build them with this little group over here, about building relationships with every single kid that you have. So many ask me, Miss May, how do I build those relationships? Well, for starters, when you build these relationships, you have to be consistent. And I mean consistent in everything, every tip that I give you today. You have to be consistent. You can't just do it on the first day of school, because the first day of school is always refreshing and rewarding because it's all fresh, it's all new. We've had our rest from the summer, so we're all ready to go. And then after that first week of school, maybe two, we let it go because we're tired, or it's too much, or I don't have time. And I cannot stress to you enough how important it is to build those relationships. I don't care how naughty a kid is. I don't care how good and phenomenal a kid is. It is all about building a relationship with every single kid. So I'm gonna give you a few tips on how to build those relationships. Tip number one for building those relationships is stand at your door every single morning. I can remember from my very first year, I always stood and I greeted every single one of my students as they came into my classroom with a high five, a handshake, a hug, and most importantly, with that smile on my face. You don't understand how important it is that that student knows how glad you are that they are in your classroom. Even if you are having an extremely bad day, you gotta leave it at the door and you gotta put on that Hollywood and say, always tell my kids when they come through the door, I'm so glad you're here. I missed you. Usually like during spring, like for instance with spring break just passed for us, you know, that Monday morning, I told my kiddos when they walked in, I missed you, so glad you're here. And it makes them feel good. Even if they don't smile back some mornings, it's okay, because it lets me know that something's going on with them, and it's my duty to figure out what it is. So stand at that door, not just the first day of school, not just the first week of school, not even just the first month because you're feeling all good, but every single day. Stand at that doorway. Let them know how glad you are, how excited, I will say, how excited you are that they're there. My next thing about building relationships is definitely do morning meetings. I don't start my days at all academically until we have morning meeting, and that's where we sit in a circle, we greet each other, we make eye contact with one another. At the beginning of the year, I teach them different handshakes that they can do to each other. I just kind of show them what that looks like, and we're consistent with that every single morning, and the kids look forward to it because it just lets them know that their friend next to them at that time is so glad that they're there. I also make sure that they're not sitting next to the same person all the time. We greet, you know, you greet many different friends all week long. So, you know, they sit in a circle, we greet each other, and then I let a couple of friends share some news that they want to share. And I usually at the end, I participate in those morning meetings as well, because I think it's very, very crucial and very important. So standing at the doorway, morning meetings, and then be relatable. Don't be fake, don't pretend, don't act like you're better than these kids. Don't think you're more than what you are. Be relatable to these kids. I can't tell you how excited my students are for me to talk about my niece and my nephews and hear stories, you know, when I went out to eat with friends, or, you know, when I FaceTime with my mom or dad. I can't explain or stress enough to you how much they appreciate those stories, because I'm relatable to them. I try to get to know them as much as I can, you know, try to see what their likes are, what their dislikes are, but just be real, be relatable, don't be fake, because kids can spot a fakie like nobody's business. Don't be fake, be relatable. And then that leads to my next one, getting to know the kids, is eat lunch with them. I can't tell you how many times a week I eat with kiddos. It's all about, they want to eat with me, they'll ask me, I'll tell them. A lot of times I'll just say, you know what, we're eating together today, or you, or this table's eating with me today. And I eat with them, you know, and I tell you what, you know, it's heartbreaking when you hear a teacher say, I don't have time to eat with the kid, or that's my lunchtime, I don't have time for that. It makes me sad because I make that time. I make that time for those kiddos, because sometimes you are all that these kids have to talk to pour all their, you know, unhappiness out to, or even to pour all their happiness out to, because sometimes you have kids who go home and parents don't want to listen to anything. They're too busy. They give them electronics or materialistic things to keep them going. So I can't stress enough to you how much I eat with my kids. I eat with my first day of the week, then I pick friends throughout the week to eat with as well. And that is a great time to hear stories, to get to know things that they like, things that they dislike. You know, it's just a great way to build that bond with kids. I can't stress to you enough. And honestly, I enjoy eating with them because their stories can be hilarious. And then I also just feel like they need somebody, and I want them to feel like they can come to Miss May. And so I can't stress enough to you, eat with those kiddos. Don't make it, I just think it's important that kids want you, they know that you want to eat with them. And I always make it a point that my kids know that, you know what, Miss May wants to eat with me today. And that's what I'll say, you know, I want to eat with you today. Let's have lunch together, lunch date. Or I'll just point to this table, lunch date. Or I'll point to this person, lunch date. And the beam and gleam, their face just beams with sunshine, because you can tell they're so excited. So tips to build those relationships: stand at the door, have morning meetings, eat with them, be relatable. And then I would say my last one would be praise. Just praise, praise, praise. Praise, you know, as much as you can. I'm always having positive notes on my students' desk, always calling them out and just making them feel like they're just, you know, this amazing human being, which they are, but making them really feel like they're this movie star. Praise, 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 praise. Even just a tap on the shoulder, good job. You know, high five when I walk past them. Awesome. Just be consistent with those things, and I guarantee you, as the year goes on, when a kid does start acting out or does do something behavior-wise that isn't appropriate, and you call them out on it and you talk to them about it, they're going to be very disappointed in themselves. They're going to feel bad that they have let you down. So guys, I have a story to tell you, but I am going to tell this story when I get home because my battery is getting low. So I will talk to you very soon. Stay tuned. Don't go. Bye. And so welcome back. I am so sorry and apologize. I had to come back. I had to come to my house because my battery was low, left my battery at home. So here we are at my house, and I am finishing this video with a story for you to hopefully inspire you a little bit. Now, I've had my share of kids who come to my room who are troubled, have been through the storm, whose behaviors have just been through the roof. And I feel like overall I have managed to help manage their behaviors and transform them into a more positive human being. And so there's a particular kid that always stands out to me. And I won't say his name, but this kid came to me a couple of months after school had started when I taught 3rd grade. And, you know, to this day, I often think about him and I often wonder if he's okay. Because when he came to me very angry and very troubled and very defiant and very just mean and disrespectful and just screaming for love and attention. And I truly believe that God brought him to my classroom because God knew that this particular student needed a teacher like Miss May. Now, as I said before, he came to me a couple of months after routines were established, procedures were in place, relationships have been built, you know, within the classroom, and it's like he came in and just wanted to just wreck everything that we had going on. And I can't tell you how many times I had to pull him out into the hallway and have that stern, firm, serious talk with him. And I kept doing it and kept doing it. But I also kept eating lunch with him, and then kept greeting him every morning, kept giving him positivity, positive notes on his desk, praising him, you know, any chance that I could, and just being relatable to him. And eventually I was able to get through to him. And I'll never forget how he cried when he no longer was going to be in my classroom anymore. He didn't get to finish the whole year. He was there with us for a long time. But like I said, he had been through a lot. And he went from this school to that school and this home to that home. And it was just a whirlwind for him. But he cried when he had to leave me. He cried because he knew how much Miss Bay cared about him. He knew that I wasn't going to stop giving up on him. And all I can tell you, teachers out there, whether you're brand new or a veteran, don't give up on these kids. Sometimes we are all they have. Don't give up. Because I'm telling you, when you build those positive relationships, they truly, truly work. So guys, I'm going to end my video here, but I'm going to send you also to a place. He doesn't even know I'm sending you to his channel, but his YouTube channel name is Real Rap with the Reynolds. I'll put a link in the description box below, but this guy is phenomenal, you guys. A phenomenal YouTuber who believes, I feel like, what I believe in. He has a beautiful wife, 2 beautiful kids. He's an awesome, oh my gosh, he's an awesome educator. I'm gonna put a link in the description box. You will enjoy his channel, and that's all I'm gonna say. He truly believes in building relationships and management systems just like I do. So go check his channel out, and until next time, be on the lookout for next week for my tip number 1. Because remember, this is the intro. My tip number 1 for you in classroom management. As always, guys, thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. It means the world to me. I'll see you soon, guys. Hugs and many blessings. Bye.